My name is Cyril, and I did my project around sedentary computer time. The idea being is that it's by occupational health and safety, that there are issues when you sit too long at your computer, and recommendations are that you should take a break of about 5 minutes after 60 minutes of continuous work on your computer. So what I try to do is use the ultrasound module to find out whether somebody is sitting at the computer or not. After a few tests, I found that about 100 centimeters was an ideal distance for it. It was also really ideal because it had a narrow view, so it's 15-degree angle according to the specifications, and that seemed ideal. So what happens now is that after 60 minutes, the green LED will turn yellow, and after 10 more minutes it will turn red, telling you really should go. And it only resets back to green once the ultrasound has seen that nobody was around for 5 minutes. I used standard Arduino hardware, the data logger, ultrasound module, LED module, card, etc. Those are all standard modules that I used to set this up. You can see a little picture here on what it looks like. The software setup was done according to the sense, think and act mantra. So the sensing part being the ultrasound measuring the distance of the module. This was the coming back in centimeters, and once I had that, I was able then to do the thinking part. So the software then analyzed, okay, how long is the distance? Is somebody there? Is nobody there? And setting variables according to whether somebody's there or is not there. The SD card then measured that every 2 seconds. I measured whether somebody was there, and that was put onto the SD card. That SD card, that data was then used in Tableau to create some graphs, which we can see over here on the third column. It was taken over a 24-hour period, so I implemented it at night and then to the next night. So what we can see, the first thing I did was check the data, and the data looked clean. There was no null values, no zeros in there, so that's fine as well. So the data was good to use. The average I did was on a 1-minute time scale, and the first graph shows us here how after 1 hour it turned yellow and then turned red. I then left the computer for 5 minutes, walked around, came back, and the same thing again. This was my study time at a night. The second graph shows us the threshold, so every time the blue goes below the red line means that I was at the computer. There are some ethical concerns with this solution as to taking stock when somebody's at the computer, the big brother concern. I think this can be negated if it's just about OHS, so just about the health and safety, that we just don't take any measurements, and that would negate that. It would just simply be there to display saying you should take a break now. As a conclusion, I had a look at a number of different modules to find the distance, including GPS and accelerator module, but they would have had to have been that I had to create a mobile solution, which just wasn't feasible in the time that I had. The infrared was too wide a detector, so the ultrasound was pretty much ideal for this purpose. What I could see is that this would be miniaturized into a tiny little thing with a few knobs to tweak for users, and then attached to any monitor and make sure that people take their breaks and stay